Couldn't breathe into the phone.
At least you can't start the plug,
That's right.
Oh, really?
Back from school.
It's quite the t-shirt, I like it.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, can I make a motion?
Hold on, let me get Bob on the phone.
Oh, gotta have Bob.
Huh?
Bob's quarantined.
Yes.
He may not be the only one.
He is why?
His son was in
London.
Well,
London.
his son came
Just
back
came
from
back from
London
the-
yesterday,
yeah.
so.
What if she's talking like this underneath the window?
Hello.
Welcome.
Get permission to speak over the phone?
You don't need permission to speak over the phone.
Okay, well, usually you have to say that you give me ability to,
Well,
telecommunicate.
well, you can say that. You can say that you're speaking over the phone remotely because you're unable to attend the meeting in person.
And by us calling you, gives you the ability to speak over the phone.
Right.
Cool.
All right.
All right, so can I make a motion?
You can make a motion.
Yes.
We're in order?
Can I make a motion that we appoint Andy as chairman and Bill as co-chair?
Need a second?
He did.
Oh, okay.
Seconded by
Bob.
Bob. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Bob, are you voting?
Aye.
Okay.
Motion
Great.
passes.
Congratulations.
We have a full board?
We do.
We do.
We do.
Ken answered.
Okay. Okay.
We also have a member of the public. Chief Archeri's here.
Hi, Chief.
Oh, do you want to FaceTime and we
Good
can
job
put it
to
up?
I should have brought my iPad and we,
Oh,
maybe next week if you're still quarantined, I'll bring my iPad and we can FaceTime.
I will be quarantined next week. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I should just go to the live link, right?
Yes, but the only thing that's gonna mess you up a little bit because it's a delay. So-
Let me do, we can do that tonight. Give it,
Yeah, we can all do that.
we,
You'll have to speak slowly.
Okay, well, not when we're
Wanna do
reading
that?
checks.
Yeah, I can do that.
what do I do with this? Give it to you.
No, that's yours.
This is mine.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Christine Belanger, 66212. Carol Bellevue, 10765. Richard Chamberlain, 40697. Doug Cowie, 40697. Heather Gilbert, 10765. Linda McDonald, 40697. Melinda Nordell, 40697. Caitlin Patch, 10765. Christine Patch, 45558. Alma Vahey, 10667. Charles Williamson, 40697.
For a total of $3,583.15.
If you wanna just pass it down to
Yeah,
Bill and then
I'll
we'll
just
collect
bring
it
it
all down there.
Okay. I'll eventually give them to you. Does it sound like there's an echo?
There is, cause
Just the sound.
probably because there's nobody in the audience to buffer the
Oh.
sound.
Oh, so I read this, or do I just,
You can,
Either
yes,
one. You can do either one.
I read the checks?
you read,
Yes.
cause you get the checks.
Okay. George, 1299.13. Eleanor Sino, 1013.50. Andrea Bickman, 576.41. Joseph Bird, 890.19. Gloria, 475.89.
Gloria, Gloria.
Buen dia.
Well, 286.03. Hey, Karen Clement, 103549, Jeffrey Collins, 33753, Alicia, 55551, Michael Dame, 66301, Kiki Donna Wallace, 16346, Jonathan Ellison, 59911, Pamela Frederick, 5726, Robert Gagnon, 36740, Kenneth Gauthier, 86203,
Did you forget Joyce?
No, she hasn't got to it yet. Joyce,
oh, sorry, Joyce, it's stuck, 16623.
Oh, me. Oh, I thought she was talking about
Kenneth,
Peter.
Me
Kenneth
too.
Gauthier, 86203, Andrew Gray, 42460, Mary Lyons Hall, 15699, Kip Kaiser, 75060, Joyce Kegel, 48631, Kevin Nealon, 73730, Stephanie Croto, 38137, Heather Lindsay, 59184, Francis McGinnis, 91868, Rachel Mulberry, 17662, Jeremy Potter, 26664, Julissa Polanco, 83825, Wayne Robinson, 89578, Katrina Tennant, 45242, Joshua Turner, 24434, Daniel Wicks, 150476, Janice Weir, 75741, Daphne Wolf, 6143.
For a total of $19,593.52.
Combined total of 23,176.67. Did you do an overtime sheet?
Put this on manifest.
cut that
Yeah.
out.
No more stickies. PD had 41 and a half hours overtime, highway had a half an hour overtime. Actually, I just messed that up, but, so that should go on the bottom of that.
And the bottom of that,
Huh?
that goes to him.
Oh, goes to him, here.
Oh, you want this back?
No, that goes on the bottom.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Nope, the other way. There you go.
See how I kept them together though for a
It's real
minute?
confusing, by the way, watching TV and YouTube and seeing you guys do this on the delay.
I told you it would be confusing.
Does this mess you up?
Hi Joyce, by the way, I can see you sitting there too.
Hi, Bob.
Okay,
Oh, are you ready?
yes.
Oh, Aflac, 12184,
Wait a minute, oh. Oh, this is the school.
Yeah.
I'll hold off on that.
Alpha Graphics, 28547, Brentwood Ladies Auxiliary, 325, Center for Occupational Health, $57, Citizens Bank, 455.52, Crystal Rock, 35.94, Eversource, 304.20, Exeter Flower Shop, 46.99, First Light, 227.64, Great American Finance, 317.09, Health Trust, 275, Health Trust, 769, Jordan Equipment, 104.50. Oh, McMelton Automotive,
Ooh,
$69,492.
that's for a new,
Two cars.
2 cars.
Mainstay Technology, 327, Mitchell Municipal, 196.50, New England Truck Center, 274.59, Treasurer State of New Hampshire, $45, Title Communications, 206.27, Valak, 296.45, Waste Management, $3,054.35, WB Mason, $6.47.
For a grand total of $76,190.26.
And
That
what
was
about
an
the
ACH that he
the-
did for school payment.
Right, so the school payment is separate, and it's that
$190,000?
for a combined total of $266,190.26.
I'm doing my best not to make a comment or sigh or choke.
Just relax.
Relax, just do it.
Okay.
We have 5 rec checks.
Bob, do you want me to read you the rec checks? You good?
I'm good.
Want me to forge your signature? Or no?
Wow, in front of the police chief.
I asked a question, I didn't mean I was gonna do it.
It's on TV.
Bill, would you pass me the mail?
The what?
The mail.
The mail.
Oh, it's your turn. And then
Karen wants to go home.
So,
You get a motion for the minutes yet?
No,
No,
relax.
Motion for
just do,
We're not there.
are any of these gonna have to be refunded, or no? Not yet. For the rec checks,
not yet.
not yet.
Already?
Go,
Weekly
Joyce.
treasurer's report, previous balance, $33,638.54. Deposits, $27,465.31. The payroll was $23,176.67. Payroll tax, $5,017.54. To impact fees, $10,854. The AP is $266,190.26. A transfer from the money market account, $265,000. To the recreation department, $350. The account balance is $20,515.38 with interest earned year-to-date of $5.67. We have $3,700,000 in CDs.
oh, I got it.
Our unrestricted balance is $500,640 with total invested funds at $4,200,640. And we've earned $6,461.33 year-to-date interest.
Pretty good.
Thank you, Joyce.
Do we roll those resignations? Do we have to mention those?
Bob,
Resignations.
and not right this second.
No, but I mean, do we have to mention? them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bob made a motion for last week's minutes. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any discussion?
Good night, Joyce.
All in favor of last week's minutes as written?
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion for non-public,
second,
conceal the minutes?
second?
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Kip's not coming tonight, correct?
Correct.
Oh,
I have his permits.
Okay.
So Christine Wordenson, 17 Sherman Ave. Looks like a new roof. Eric Pearson, 370 Middle Road, plumbing permit for a new dwelling.
I'm not gonna sign it.
That was my chair.
Sure was.
Squeaky.
Thomas Hunter III, 77 Hague Road, in-ground pool.
Did you just want them to these fellas?
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is for Peter and Judith Quantrell, 63 Ponds Drive, for a finished basement.
Already making changes?
Yeah. There's a memo from Kip about building permit applications being available online, and he will try to do as many.
it's on the website.
It's on the
I
website,
saw
too.
it. I saw it today.
The same from our memo. And he shall move forward with the RFP for PD renovations?
Yes.
Past the town meeting?
Yes.
That's it for Kip.
Chief, did you have something?
Thank you, sir.
right, the first item I have is a request to, presently we're at a $47 an hour detail rate for the officer. I'm requesting for the New England Dragway to bring it to $45 an hour to be on par with Epping PD. So we would just keep it at $45 an hour for New England Dragway.
I'll make a motion to lower that.
Bob, did you hear that?
Yep,
Just for the
second.
Dragway.
Yeah,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor of reduction of $2.75 for the dragway?
all right.
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so the next thing is just, as you know, we get the 2 new cruisers in, which means cruisers 5 and 7 will be going out when we get the other 2 up and running. So, just to give you a heads up on that, whatever you choose to do with those 2 cruisers. Then secondly, I put out an email and also a posting on our Facebook and web page regarding the status of the PD and the present situation with the coronavirus pandemic. We are limiting our contact with the general public for non-emergency calls, and we've closed the lobby, so all non-emergency calls will be via phone or internet, and we'll be responding to emergency calls only. Also, we're posting updates from the New Hampshire Health and Human Services and the CDC that we get out daily, reference this virus. We'll put it on our website and the PD Facebook page. They're having conference calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tomorrow will be the next one. And presently, the status of the PPEs, which are the personal protective equipment, I've requested the N95 masks as well as eye protection, gloves, thank you very much. And they conducted a survey, and I heard back from Senator Morgan. Basically, it is in New Hampshire right now, and they're disseminating the appropriate equipment on a as-need basis, so I don't know where we're gonna stand with that as far as the PD goes. But that request is obviously in motion. As a result of yesterday's meeting, we also learned that because this has been declared a national emergency as well as a state emergency, there'll be reimbursement up to 75% for any overtime accrued. But I'm doing my best to stay within our limitations right now. They have waived the requirement or the retirement standard through the time of this pandemic. So that has been relaxed.
Oh, for the part-timers?
Yes. And I'm not too sure how that's gonna work, other than we just have to track the hours.
Just have to track the hours.
Track
and
the
then-
hours on the overtime and everything else. And on that, you know, I stand the possibility of losing Kevin Nealon, because he's part of the National Guard Army. So he may get activated. So I'm factoring that in as well. And that's pretty much where we're at with the status of the PD.
I'll send you a copy of this too, Joe. Or drop this off. It's the log that they released for the reimbursable expenses. If you have a copy of
So
that,
anything that you normally wouldn't buy for day-to-day operations
would go in here.
would go in that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously what we would purchase are the things that aren't available. You know, like the N95 masks. I mean, we can get gloves, I'm sure that's available, but it's the masks. I mean, I have gloves right now. It's the masks that are really,
Are those different
pressing.
than, CPR masks, do we have those?
oh, you're thinking of, they're different.
So
Yeah,
you-
they're
Yeah.
different.
So we need those as well, I would think, just to have them as part of your kit.
We have those.
Okay.
I mean, we've ordered 2 additional medical bags
Okay, so.
to go in
Got
in my cruiser and in the detective's cruiser in light of what occurred last week.
Yep.
So yeah, we're on that, but it's the N95 masks that we really need. I was able to get 11 one for each officer from the fire department, but as we all know, that they got a short shelf life. So, as I said, we're limiting our contact as best as we can for, the safety and the health of the public as well as the officers, and for however long this proceeds, and trying to keep everybody healthy and on track as first responders.
Bob, did you have anything?
You fell asleep.
No,
Wake up.
sit here sipping my coffee and watching the TV presentation has stopped working, so.
Hey, how does Wayne Robinson look to you?
So,
Well, I only got half his head, so.
Okay.
so they've reported 9 new cases as of half an hour ago, and also probably a more broad concern is that now these new cases are associated with community spread as opposed to personal one-to-one contact. So now it's kind of ramping up here, which I think was expected anyways. And they're in Rockingham County, not all of them, but a couple in Rockingham County as well, so just
Yep.
FYI, here we go.
Understood. Okay,
And,
that's all.
Thanks,
and
Chief.
the Holy Grail has a lot of corned beef available.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
Good
All right,
luck.
thanks, Chief.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks, Chief, good.
Have a good night.
Wayne?
I think Wayne has some good news.
Yeah.
Mine's truck running.
Oh, yeah, it's running. What do you guys wanna do? You wanna sell that truck?
Yeah,
It's 2001. I looked at the speedometer on it for miles and it says 49,000, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's,
Probably 140.
yeah, it's not right. Now, the only thing that I know that I know is wrong on that truck is it's gonna need a new stick. The stick is the shifting gear
Yeah.
inside. In there, they got some prongs on that thing. And quite a while ago, we pulled it out and it jumped. When it did, it jumped, the prongs jumped out, so, but that's not much of a deal for that truck. Other than that, the truck runs okay. And I'm kinda having second thoughts, cause I said I wanted to keep it, but the more I think now of it, it's a standard. The truck is a standard, and if you get somebody, they ain't got the licenses for standards.
Yep.
So, with the miles and the time and everything that's on it, and if, I don't know how much, I know, I tried to trade it when I got this new truck, and they only allowed me $10,000, that's with the plows and the wing. So, I don't know how much of a buy, what you guys wanna do, but Liberty only allowed me $10,000 on that
I
truck.
think right now we sit on it, because nobody's gonna do business, and we're not gonna get
Anything.
any good bids, so.
I mean, down the road, we're gonna get more miles. My 4 big trucks, we're right to the limit with the 4 big trucks, because it takes 3 hours to do a route. And to get any more roads and, any added on plowing, you're gonna need another truck. Now-
Karen, you can put it on, there's a website that I utilize through work, it's called Big Truck Salvage, and they can do sealed bids on there. We could always throw it on there and see what we can get for sealed bids through Big Truck Salvage.
But do we have to sell it if we don't get a bid we like?
Nope, under no obligation, you just pay the fee, and the fee is usually like $200.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we probably should wait till this settles down, because nobody's gonna be spending money.
Right, but a lot of people are gonna be sitting on computers.
What's the repair on the stick? What's the repair on the stick? Just
The
for
repair,
the prongs?
How much?
Yeah, how much? About how much would it cost to fix it?
oh, on that truck?
Yeah.
Oh, for the stick, it ain't gonna cost much. I know it ain't gonna cost much. I don't know, I don't even think it will be like $200-300 probably.
Okay. And if you're thinking of another truck besides the 4 big trucks,
Well-
are you thinking of a small truck, like
well,
the green truck?
I wanted to get into that with you.
Yeah.
As well.
We're gonna hold on to the green truck for the time.
Okay, all right, you hang on to the big truck, whatever you do on a drive. But I gotta look more into the smaller truck, but, actually today I went down to, the 550. Our 550 down there, the F-550 that we have, the
Yeah.
small dump truck, we got 83,000 miles on it. I went down and looked at, I wanted to see what the price was on to get rid of it, and, I went down there and, but this truck was loaded, so don't get scared with this price. It's $70,895 yeah, but now, the truck is a little different. This truck is a F-550 Super Duty. The Super Duty is just a little bigger than the truck that we have. It's more of a heavier truck. And I was thinking, that would be an excellent truck, especially when we start getting, we get Three Ponds Campground. Because I looked it up, and Fairfield has a plow with a small plow and a wing that would go right on that truck. And for plowing the buildings here, for plowing Three Ponds Campground, when we get that, actually, any of our roads, it's no good it won't be too good for sanding and stuff like that, just for plowing truck, in a small truck. And won't cost you as much as these big trucks do.
Well, 70,000 is loaded, how much is it?
Yeah, that's loaded, that
Well, how
had
much is
tinted
it not
windows
loaded?
and that had tinted windows, I mean, I think if you went down there at the right time.
Well, in a
and
snowstorm, I
talk
don't think you
price
need
with
tinted
those
windows.
guys down there, I could get that down quite a bit.
How much do you have now?
I don't think we need to spend any money on a truck right now, we need to
No.
figure out.
No, but we got 14,000 and we just put money in, didn't we?
Yeah,
Just put 50 in.
town voted 50,000, I don't know.
So,
I don't
yeah,
know how
I
much
don't
I
know
have.
that we need to buy anything at this point, but.
No, not right now, I wouldn't.
Something to keep on the radar though.
The
Yeah.
truck that we have right now, even the 550 with 83,000 miles on it, it still has some wear and tear to it too.
Yeah,
Anyway, so, but
just something to keep in the
it's
back
just,
of our mind.
keep in mind, and
Okay.
You
Bob,
wanna
do you
talk?
have anything?
Nope. I'm good with Wayne. I was just gonna ask, Karen if she got anything from Edie Shipley about two members.
Well, hold on,
I guess,
Don't,
Yeah, not right now.
hold on, you're getting ahead of yourself.
I wanna ask Wayne about the bridge.
Oh, Rich.
Mill Road Bridge.
oh, the Mill Road Bridge, I went over and looked at it yesterday, but I gotta wait till the water gets down to be able to see down, see what they're talking about, cause the water was way up high, you can't really see where it's undermining. But, you guys got the, report, didn't you?
Yeah.
You read the report, I mean, that's what I went over there and looked at it, cause the way that report is, with the water coming down through there, the water's swifting down through there quite a bit, cause it's coming out of them two throughways that they got at the bottom, and it's going right down through that bridge pretty good. And I said, oh man, it might not take too much to wash the rest of that out, and then if that bridge
Thank you.
turns and moves, not bridge, but that culvert, cause they said it was
Can't do much of it.
like 50 foot washed out underneath there, that's on ledge. But if it decided to move, you might be in trouble.
You said at town meeting that you had a quote.
I do, I have a quote, was it, I left it down,
180.
it's like 176,000
Yeah,
something.
that-
It was 165,
Good looking number.
but the bridge is 176 now,
And that's a complete package?
complete.
That's
Done.
labor and install?
Yeah, they added the cement, the cement things on the bottom, on this one here. That's one reason why it's up a little bit too, because we didn't have it on the other one. And,
Can you
but
get
I think
us
I'll bring the thing in to you, I don't have.
a written quote, good for 90 days or?
Yeah, I got it now, I got it down there, I got it the other day.
Yeah, give it to Karen and we'll discuss it, because
Okay.
if that's the case, and we can maybe get a deal of doing both bridges at the same time, or right after each other, but if the equipment's gonna be in town, then we can maybe cut a little off of both bridges.
Good thinking.
Yep. I like that idea.
And
I'll
both,
We do have the money in there too, so.
right, and both of them would be done about the same time of the water anyways.
Yep.
At least the water will be down at the Mill Road Bridge before it'll be downstream, so you could do Mill Road and then they could bop down and do Railroad.
Okay, I'll bring that into you.
Okay.
Get it down the shed.
Anything else for one?
No, that's it, thank you.
That's it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Do we wanna call the attorneys now, or
Non-public?
we're gonna go in non-public now and call the attorneys? So, I'll take a motion to go in non-public.
Motion?
Second.
Aye,
Aye.
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 Is it still okay for me to do non-public on the phone or no?
Yes.
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 I'm gonna go get Daphne. And the camera.
Yeah, I'm going to get it.
Turn
Is
these off.
this?
This camera.
Oh, yeah.
No sudden moves.
Is this the attorney we're calling?
Yeah, I think so.
What's that?
Maybe it's sympathy pains.
That could be a sign. That could be a
No,
sign.
I have carpal tunnel.
Is that a symptom? Oh. See, everything. That happens now at work, we go, is that a sign?
Is that happening?
All right, I'll take a roll
We're
call
gonna seal
vote
the
of
minutes.
coming out of non-public.
Aye.
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 Seal the minutes?
Aye.
Seal the minutes?
Aye.
Aye, 5-1.
Yeah.
5-0.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's the sixth person here?
Bob's good for 2, he's got his dog with him.
Yeah, he's hard.
Maybe his mother's still in the car.
Oh, wow, that's tough.
Hey, documents.
This is an abatement for Dana Clay's property. The tower was incorrectly put on his parcel.
Do I have a motion?
You do.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is to renew our contract with CAI for the annual mapping. Tax maps.
The tax map's gonna cost us $2,900.
Motion.
50, what's the $15?
For new construction, for them to do.
Add it.
Yeah.
Second.
So
to
Bob
Bob's
made a
motion.
motion, Ken's gonna second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do you need just 4 signatures, or one of these might yours?
4 for you. In your packet is a copy of the investment policy. There is no changes from last year. I just need a motion to accept as
Motion.
written.
Bob made a motion to accept the investment policy as written.
Second.
Last reviewed by the Board of Selectmen, March 17th, 2020. Ken seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
They were running a firefighter 2 class at Epping Fire, but they have recently activated their EOC and can no longer use that space. Joe is requesting permission to use the training facility to run that class Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 10. He anticipates about up to 24, but they're already certified firefighters.
New Hampshire Police Standards has stopped training of police recruits, so I think that might be,
Well, there's 25. I thought
might
you weren't
be a
supposed to have
moot.
that many people together.
I think he should get a thought process from the fire academy on whether that class should be continuing.
Yeah, with the COVID-19 thing, I think he really needs to look at that
So if the,
until we're ready to go again.
Fire Academy is fine with it, then you'll be fine with it?
I don't know if I'll be fine with it, but we'll talk about it.
Okay. He is requesting permission to extend the hours for the per diems. Right now, they cannot work more than 30 hours. That was to keep them under benefits eligible, so until the COVID-19 is under control, can they work additional hours, but they are with the understanding that they're not eligible for benefits or retirement.
As long as retirement's good with it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion of that. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of allowing per diem fire to work
Aye.
more than 30 hours, say aye.
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 Alright,
Anybody opposed? Okay.
In the case that we have a firefighter that is a presumptive positive, Joe would like permission to isolate them in a bunk room upstairs as opposed to sending them home with their families until the state has further resources available for their isolation centers.
Can we isolate the HVAC so that
Does
they're,
that put the fire department at risk here?
well, if he's isolated to the bunk room, as long as we can isolate the
still gonna circulate the
HVAC.
air.
If we can't isolate the HVAC, it's gonna, if there's a fresh air intake in that room, it's gonna take and spread whatever throughout the fire department.
Yeah.
I think you might be overthinking this situation.
It doesn't hurt to be
Well-
prepared. The state has said
The state has said, yeah,
that they're planning on opening or debating the idea of having someplace where public safety personnel can go
Okay.
to isolate,
instead of doing.
so that they don't have to bring it home to their families.
Sure.
Uh,
And engine one is finished and ready to be picked up, so he's gonna work on doing that probably tomorrow with Kat. Glenn Greenwood did a drive-by of 152 Prescott Road, and he said it looked worse than when we started this, even with the cease and desist still in order.
So this is a memo from Glenn Greenwood dated March 11th. Relative to 152 Prescott Road, it was asked to inspect a residential property at the above referenced address on March 11th. I wanted to relate to you that the site was cluttered as usual, and only one of the storage units discussed in our February 5th meeting had been covered in a way that obstructs the large commercial signage covering the unit. The owners of the property should be reminded they're committed to addressing this problem over a month ago.
Do you wanna impose any further restrictions or fines? Just change the sign.
So what's our,
By statute, you can charge them $100 a day up to $1,000, I believe, per violation.
I think he's had sufficient time.
I agree.
He's been notified on at least 2 occasions. I know Kip has spoken to him at least once in person. I would say, give him 10 days, and if it doesn't happen, the fine
Max
would be
penalty.
imposed on the 11th day.
is that a motion?
It's a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Bob, did you hear the motion?
Yeah, yep, I agree with it. I'm all for it, aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I have a memo from the rec commission requesting, to propose a 55-45 split for the total cost of the doors, but I don't have the total cost of the doors, so, you wanna just wait and do that when Kip is here?
What was that for?
Yes.
For the doors, the replacement of the
doors.
doors at the BRC,
Do we like the doors here?
yeah. That is all.
I know a couple weeks ago, Joe had said that the firefighter grant was in. Did we ever sign off on that?
You guys approved it, and then there was a copy of it on the drive last week.
Okay,
Yeah.
I knew there was a copy. I didn't know if we ever signed it.
He had to sign it through that portal. Sorry.
Did you have anything else? So,
Oh, do you guys wanna talk about what you wanna do with staff as far as office closures, earned time?
I wanna know what we have decided, what we have, you know, Because I know the planning board's gonna have their meeting. I thought everything was shut down.
So the last I heard was the state of New Hampshire wants government to function in order to create some normalcy,
Oh, really?
normalcy,
Oh, okay,
as not to cause mass panic as
Right.
we have.
right,
As long as we follow the guidelines that we're not having more than 25 people in the meeting room, or if we do, you know,
okay.
just, you know, meeting of the board and the applicants. And then we just need to make sure that we're
Oh, okay,
cleaning and
right.
maybe see what if we can get our cleaning company to come in and do a thorough clean after if we have a meeting at night.
He cleans Thursdays, he cleans, his regular days are Tuesdays and Thursdays anyhow.
So
Unfor-
he'll clean today,
Yeah, he'll clean tonight and then he'll clean
and clean
Thursday night
Thursday,
after
and
that.
the board meeting is.
Oh, that
Thursday.
works out nice, yeah.
That works out perfect.
So, registrations have been waived for 30 days, I think.
Yes.
Licenses have been waived for one of the
Oh,
other.
no, there was
Yeah.
something I read,
No, you can.
You can
license-
apply
To have your license.
to have your
extended-
registration extended,
Extended for 30 days.
yes,
And your
but it's not
license-
automatic,
And also your license can be,
not yet.
not yet?
no,
Not yet.
I thought they were.
they weren't
letting you-
very cooperative, I didn't think.
No,
Not yet,
they're,
they're considering it.
yes.
How are we with, the way we've got the office now staffed? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, does that seem to be okay?
So far, so good. I think the most people Daphne had today was 3 people.
Daphne said she
Because
was
there's
busy
a-
when she came in.
There is a notice that you can do it online and you
Yeah.
can do it through the mail, so,
But a lot of the older people don't like online.
I know, and people are,
At a time.
Yeah.
And,
but older people
I think the way we have it now is good,
is okay.
there's a barrier in between the offices from the public, as long as we keep people from sticking their heads underneath. But I don't know if I don't know if you've seen it, I'll send you a picture later, Bob. Kip did a really good job
Okay.
putting up plexiglass, so there's like a 1-inch space underneath. So there's a droplet barrier for the employees on the other side of that.
Okay, like a sneeze guard almost?
Yes. I probably would start closing the kitchen and do we have a fire door going into the Sanborn room? I mean, not the Sanborn room,
Yeah.
the old side. Probably closing that to
Yeah.
limit people from walking around. You don't want somebody in your kitchen.
No.
I would close that door.
I think that's a good suggestion.
And maybe even here, cause we don't need people in this room either unless there's a meeting.
There's a meeting.
Yeah,
So if we contain where people are walking,
yep.
we're better off. You good with that, Bob?
Yeah, that's good. I think that's smart.
Are we allowed to have no public restroom? Or are we mandated by, because
That's a good question,
well,
isn't
because
If they need the restroom, they can go down to it and they can open the door and go
right,
to
but
it.
well, I guess we could just have the men use our bathroom for now. Cause typically the men use the bathroom in the old wing.
Well, I mean, we can send them down there if they need it, but then we know how many people are
I've
going.
been in there,
They're not waiting for Daphne and then deciding to mull around and,
that's true.
you know, if Kip's not taking office hours, then we don't need
People walking around.
people everywhere.
Do we have?
The other thought I would have is maybe moving that shelf that's in that hallway. Move that out of the hallway until we're done with this, because you don't want everything getting contaminated on the shelving.
You mean in front of Daphne's office? Where you mean?
Yeah, the one that's
Yeah,
on the left, I
perpendicular
don't
to
know
a
what's
door.
on it,
Okay.
We'll take a look at it.
but the less,
And we
the
took all the
less I
toys
have
out
to
of the lobby.
contaminate, the less I have to discontaminate, you know?
Right.
And I did set up, log me in accounts for planning, rec, and finance. And Kip has a laptop so he can just remote in. So they all have access to their workstations here from home, if they need it.
So do we have any employees that can't come to work because of their
children?
children being out of school?
I believe town clerk had one employee that
Mm-hmm.
chose to take a couple weeks off, and I think at this point, we just track any hours that are related to that, see what the federal government
Right.
will give us back, and
Right.
then make a decision on what we'll forgive and what,
Okay.
Is
because,
Gloria still coming in to do payroll and?
Gloria is going to do some work remotely, so she's gonna take care of deeds, building permits, and then I asked her to come in on Thursday to pick up the invoices so that she can enter them at home.
Okay.
She's gonna come in to the office on Mondays to process payroll and print checks, cause we can't do that from home.
Sounds like we're in pretty good shape.
She can do a lot of her function from home, I think she prefers it that way. Yesterday she had all 3 doors on all
I
her
know,
sides.
I saw that, I thought, like, this is a little, some people are so paranoid.
Well, I mean, she's got 2 little ones at home, you can't be too careful, right?
Really? Yeah. We had,
Did Edie
Those
Shipley
resignations.
send anything in from the conservation?
yes, we need to go over that, we haven't made it there yet, where's the mail?
Oh, it's in there.
It's
It's in there.
Wolf Chuck.
We should have kept mine
It's the next one down.
So I'm not gonna read these, but I'm receipt of letters from Rob Wolfchuck and Heather Gilbert, both resigning their positions on the Conservation Commission effective March 15th, 2020.
I'll make a motion that we accept them.
second.
I believe Jeff Gowacki also moved out of town.
Bob,
But his term was up, so,
Bob Gowacki.
but his term is up, so they'll just reappoint somebody else. He didn't resign because his term is up.
So we have 3 open positions for that board.
I'm not, they might have more, I'm not sure. Because Heather's will only be for a year, because her term doesn't expire till 2021. I don't know when Bob's expired. I'd have to look.
So can you forward copies of these to the Conservation Commission?
Yes.
And I move we, when Karen has a moment or two, to write them both letters thanking them for their service.
Great
to the
idea.
town.
Great idea.
And take their hall pass away.
Do we all just stay on the same things that we're on? Same,
Well, I think first we have to congratulate Andy and Bill.
oh, I said that at the very beginning.
Oh, thanks. I don't know.
I'm deaf in
I
the
don't-
other ear, not this
Oh,
one.
okay.
I don't know if that's congratulations or not.
Well,
I find out.
you will.
So I think we should, over the next week, think of 2020 goals of what we'd like to see the board accomplish in 2020. To review the meeting policy and see if there's any changes we wanna make to the meeting policy, and next week, reaffirm the selectmen's meeting policy. I did bring the podium over from the school.
Now, who owns that, us or them? or-
Phyllis's husband made that for the town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It
So-
needs a little work. I'll have to see if I
Um,
can get him to come in and.
But once we have public coming again, we can put one of the mics on the podium, and that's where they would
Great
speak,
idea.
speak to
Great
the board.
idea.
Like that.
And that'll.
Our appointments can come to the table, but once we're no longer social distancing, I would like to see 4 people on that side of the table, Karen and I on this side of the table, and we can keep the end open for public. That way we have enough mics to correspond with the way people are
You
sitting.
got a fat guy at the end there, you gotta be careful.
Slide that.
Well, that's why I said once
I
we're
can
done
slide
social
that.
distancing.
That sounds good to me.
Do you wanna elect your reps to the boards today, or do you wanna wait till next week?
We can wait till Bob's done self-quarantining
Okay.
and is actually here, and we can have a discussion.
Is that it?
Do you have anything else?
I do not.
Perfect.
Bill?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good.
Fine.
One thing, I do have one thing. I know we did okay yesterday and okay today in terms of staying in touch and getting information. How do we plan on going forward with the ever-changing COVID guidelines and?
So I continue to think that Karen needs to be our point person on that.
Okay.
If you want the number and the access code to listen in,
I'm
I have,
perfectly-
you guys can do it, I don't have time. The last conference call, I think it went 3 hours almost.
Did
It
it
was
really?
an hour and a half, and then they did another one at 6 last
Really?
night.
No, I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with Karen being the point person for us. She's done a nice summary of what's going on. We're on board.
All we have to remember is that we do one-way dissemination of information from or to Karen.
Right.
Yeah.
So if something comes out from Karen, not to reply all, just reply to Karen. And as long as she's just disseminating information, we just, the governor, it sounded pretty clear in the email from the Attorney General's office that anything back and forth electronically is still a meeting. So
Yeah.
we have to make sure that we're just one-way communication, and if we need to have an emergency meeting, we no longer need a quorum. We just need, we can all call in by phone or have a couple people here, or whatever,
Right.
to have an emergency meeting.
And you're gonna use Chrome for all of your email out to us?
Microsoft, but you'll be able to, I set you up in Chrome or Edge.
Oh,
You
she
can
fixed
choose
it?
either
I hope
browser.
I'm way confused now.
Well, I always had the
I'll have
text
to come
system,
in
I
and-
never had to do anything.
And then, if there's something important that needs to be checked, I understand that that side of the table probably doesn't look at, my town email is in the same network as my work email, so I see an email from Karen that comes in right away, it's on my desktop at work. But if something needs to be seen, maybe we can make a phone call and say, hey,
Yeah, 'cause
Check
I
your
do-
email.
I check my emails, in the morning if I have time, and then in the afternoon when I get home from work, but,
Yeah, well, I'm
whoever does
But
good
there's
with
something-
texting, if
Yeah,
you
there's
guys do
something
text,
important,
Karen
just-
could send a text out to check your email. I know you don't normally do texting.
I do not,
She,
You guys do, right?
yes,
So if I sent a text message to the
Yes.
two of you and then called you and said,
Yep.
check your email?
Yep.
And Bob?
and
and
Bob.
Bob. Yep.
Bob needs something to keep him occupied instead of dog pictures on Facebook.
Nice.
hey, how about, some sausage and meatballs and sauce and spaghetti? You can drop it off next Tuesday.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He's quite a cook.
I don't know if we want him,
I don't want him to be cooking it if he's
No, thanks.
quarantined.
No, it's good.
And he's a diabetic, he won't make you pasta.
No,
did you have anything, Bob?
No, I think I'm good. I think we covered everything. I was on the conference call. I do know there's for the hour and a half one, I didn't join the second one. I did, get a complaint from somebody that was upset that we had a town meeting, and then we, immediately had that emergency meeting, and we changed the town office hours. They said it was hypocritical. So I did address that with them, that it's an ever-changing environment right now with the COVID-19, and we're playing it by, so that was addressed with them.
And it wasn't immediate, it was 2 days later.
Yeah, so I was like, we had the meeting. I think we're better off for having the meeting, because I think it's going to progressively get worse, not better.
And I think that proved
I
our
do know-
point is that things were getting worse instead of better, that 2 days later, the guidelines changed from,
Very rapidly,
so.
Yeah. And then the library, I was reached out by a new board member of the library asking if we were going to have anybody similar to what we do for the school to attend the boards. And since I know we just changed officers' positions on this board, are we keeping the boards that we attend the same, or are we changing that?
We just discussed that, and we're gonna wait to talk about that when you come back.
Okay, that works. Okay.
And we'll add library trustee to that if they're gonna invite us to attend the meetings. I think that's great.
Yeah, well, they have a separate set of RSAs that
Yeah,
protect them.
I don't
Well,
know if I'd wanna get.
So does
involved.
school board, but we still attend the meetings.
Oh, no,
And that's a
I'm
waste.
just making the statement that they do, that's.
Right.
Oh,
you're right.
I think it's a good idea that they wanna share information with us.
I think that's a good job for Bill.
Anything else?
Thanks.
That's all I got. Other than that, I would make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank
Any
you.
opposed?
Thanks.
No.
Good night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night, good luck
Good luck,
with your.
Bob.
Thanks. Have a good night. Drive safe.
Yeah.